Very often I'm asked this question: how could one person like myself be able to do what we in the business call regime change?
Whoa, and there it is. Steve Pachenik bringing it in there with such a BA intro. All right, as he said, regime change. U.S. holds talk with U.K. France on possible Syria strikes. Use of chemical weapons will result in a much stronger response than previous airstrikes, Trump advisor John Bolton says. Yes. You know, this is a fun little article that just dropped at 7:20 p.m., so you already know they got things just moving behind the scenes, just ready to get out there, moving on out there. Let's see, John Bolton, he warned Monday that a new attack by the Western Allies would be much stronger than the two airstrikes launched in April 2017, and April 2018. After Syrian President Bashar al-Assad was accused of using chemical weapons that killed scores of civilians in the past 17 months. Notice how they don't put an actual number there. Notice how they have to use a platitude like scores of civilians in the past 17 months. So, you gotta add up all of that together, all those civilians. We've been in consultation with the British and the French, who joined us in the second strike, and they also agreed that another use of chemical weapons will result in a much stronger response, Mr. Bolton said after giving a speech in Washington. They just keep throwing that buzzword, chemical weapons, out there, don't they? It's like they're just totally telling everyone that this chemical weapon attack is coming, whether you want to believe it or not. That if the chemical weapons will rain from the heavens, the Syrians will suffocate on the gas of these atrocious chemicals. Our media will be showing the images of those children suffocating, dying, bleeding, gasping for air like a fish out of water, like that asthma commercial. Sometimes I feel like a fish out of water. Go get your pharmaceutical drugs. The coordinated planning comes as the U.S. and allies are working behind the scenes to screw the rest of Americans over. Because they don't give a crap. They want regime change. They can care less. Let's see right here. Remember that meeting I told you about? The meeting on Idlib on Tuesday morning. Where Russia is to brief diplomats on a summit held in Tehran last week. In Geneva, UN officials said they push Monday to establish a constitutional committee that would pave the way for a transitional government. Quote-unquote, there's that regime change word right there, transitional government, although the political track would likely be overshadowed by the looming military offensive in Idlib. Interesting. So they're just letting you know that we got military offensive happening over there. They're going to war. Videos shared on pro-Syrian commercial government social media show convoys of armored vehicles and trucks headed toward the front lines as Mr. Assad tries to deliver a fatal blow to opposition fighters who paved the tribe for 7 years to force him from power. So remember when... Sorry, I was running out of time there. So remember when they cut the social media from the Syrian states and everything. Remember how they're working behind the scenes, all the tech giants and everything. Notice how all these political pieces on the political chessboard are just falling into play. Truly incredible. Russia and the allies are working with Syrians to stage a chemical weapons attack as a pretext for Western military strikes. I forgot the beginning part of that, but it pretty much says they're warning people. They say they're just using that as an excuse to get the strikes going. And he says that has to be, in the history of propaganda in the 20th and 21st century, one of the most outrageous claims that I can think of, Mr. Bolton said. the Russian embassy in Washington didn't immediately respond to a request for comment. Because John Bolton already knows, he already has it in his head that he's ready to go to war. He wants the regime change. He, like Steve Pachenik was saying about everything, truly incredible. I'm not sure, like, about the whole letter thing, because I'm pretty sure that was, like, the whole, like, cabal military-industrial complex as a whole who wrote that letter, not just, like, John Bolton himself. Maybe it was John Bolton who, like, made the phone call or whatever, but, you know, I was just... It's all the ancient entity, this demonic force. You can't believe, like, these people aren't acting like demons. U.S. officials estimate that 10,000 to 15,000 of those Syrian rebels are aligned with Al-Qaeda, and the Pentagon has urged Russian Syria to carry out the targeted campaign of force. Oh, boy. Oh, boy, I smell that. Do you smell that? I'm sure we already know what's cooking. So who's ready for that just eventual Syrian gas attack? Because I am. Are you just ready to see all those children suffocating gasping like that child on the asthma commercial? Truly incredible. When that happens, I'm definitely going to make that meme. But anyway, let's see. The weapons are designed for pepper spray and are intended to support troops in Afghanistan, giving them a way to defuse potential threats without killing. You know, when I first saw this article here, you know, I immediately thought... The moment our military has moved from... Remember, we don't have a lethal force, just like they outlined in the National Defense Strategy for 2018, that we need to build a lethal force because we don't have a lethal force. But notice how they award this contract in Afghanistan for non-lethal force equipment because, you know, we are the police force of the world. We are the world police. This article right here, if anything, just proves that the military is nothing more than just a glorified police force. I mean, it's truly incredible. You can't believe to see this manifestation right here before your very eyes. I mean, what more evidence do you need? I mean, they're putting pepper spray weapons. I mean, truly incredible. The United States Army has awarded a $650,000 contract to Pepperball for non-lethal guns. Remember, this is our tax dollars right here. We just paid $650 for this Pepperball non-lethal guns. Oh, don't forget they also want to sell us this stuff too. The weapons are designed to shoot paintballs filled with pepper spray and are intended to support troops in Afghanistan, giving them a way to defuse potential threats without killing. Remember, they use the military as a social experiment, so they want to give these to the military to see how they, even though they could be killed or whatever, they just want to see, like, the outcome, the effects, and everything, so they could take away our weapons and then force these pepper ball guns on us. See, like, only the military, only the government can have the bullets, while we can have our little pepper ball guns and shoot each other in the face and grow. What's next? They're going to control the growth of peppers because they're going to be used as a chemical agent for blinding people. I mean, it's truly incredible. I mean, look at this. The purchase will be made to support the U.S. forces Afghanistan. Remember, Afghanistan is also hot in the news right now. So, Joint Forces Protection Directorate. Look at that interesting thing right there. Let me reread that. U.S. Forces Afghanistan Joint Force Protection Directorate. That's an interesting little task force right there. So it is assumed that the weapons will be used in Afghanistan. The Army has not stated how they intend to use the weapons, but they are ideal for crowd control in riot scenarios. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that the kind of scenarios that they're just planning for right now and everything? Notice how the UN, the Kigali principles and everything. Everyone thinks it's just going to be so easy when the riots and revolution and the door-to-door killings and the army and everything. It's not. They already have the Kigali principles and everything. Obama already signed away for his dictatorship like other people have hinted at. More people are starting to tell you in your face, like, look at this reality. It's truly incredible. Oh yes, forbidden knowledge. The quantum energy generator. You didn't think I wasn't just going to bring up unlimited energy and other devices like that on the internet without actually showing you some of these documents, right? I mean, look at Nikola Tesla himself. They built this. This is a rendition off of Nikola Tesla's own plans and ideas off his leaked documents. I don't even call it the deep web because I just view the internet as a giant open plain, and if you don't know where you're going, you're just going to be walking in circles. That's the best way I can describe the internet. But anyway, let's continue here. The QEG is not a complicated device, and it is designed, like Tesla's other discoveries, to work in harmony with natural laws, rather than with power-wasting symmetric motors and generators designs used in today's mainstream industry. See, notice how a lot of people will reject this, but also a lot of people don't even realize, unless you study electricity or you know about electricity, electricity is literally magic. When people say, like, they have no, like, magic isn't real, there was no such thing as magic in the past, and blah, 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 they have no idea what they're talking about. Electricity is literally the definition of magic. No one knows how it works. No one knows what they're doing. People say, oh, I understand how electricity... They're lying. They have no idea. Like I said, it has a mystical life force of its own. It is truly an incredible force. Go ahead. When you start dabbling in all this electrical garbage, you're going to see, oh, holy crap, all this sounds completely made up, because it is. No, everyone is just guessing. It's truly incredible. Just like most people don't even know that transformer outside your building isn't, like, the best way, like, mechanically tuned to the motors on the inside of the building. Like, I'm not talking about the phase rotation of the motors. I'm talking about how it's being, like, the magnetic field around the transformer isn't magnetically fieldly tuned to the generator that's spinning in the building. You know, for large equipment, that's how your generators and motors die out fast. That's how the windings of the transformers go bad, because when these companies are just mass producing all these transformers, they just set the windings and everything on a basic thing. The electrician, he just goes in there and he just resets the windings and makes sure that the phase rotation is good. He doesn't do anything else besides that. He doesn't mess with the magnetic field or anything. That's why everything goes bad. This is truly incredible. Most people don't even know, like, a transformer is designed. It does exactly what it says. It transforms the electricity from the high voltage to the secondary. So it goes from the primary to the secondary. That's what you receive right to your house. When you see, like, all the lines and it goes up to those cutouts right there, then it goes to the transformer, and then you see it come out from there. That's secondary. They also have different types of transformers. You know, you could go step-up transformers, step-down transformers. This is, like I said, electricity is just beyond insane. You could go on forever. I'm just barely even scratching, not even the surface of this garbage. It's truly incredible how much there is. But like it says right here, if you are trained in traditional physics and have not been doing this work for many years, you must first do your research on basic quantum energy devices and how they work, resonance and tuning. This is what I was saying before when I was talking about the magnetic field and tuning the transformer to the motors. Magnetic field, this is how you, like, optimize performance. This is how you... most people don't even know that there's such thing as, like, dirty energy and clean. It's not like clean energy how they're talking about with coal and stuff like that. It's like the return on the, like, the type of energy you get could be dirty. That's the best way I can describe it. But yes, it is truly a complicated subject.
Of course, you can get original or immune support blend. Just enter the code Real News, and you can save 20% on that delicious, non-GMO, 100% Arabica bean coffee. Just smelling coffee, folks. It's been proven. Just smelling coffee makes you smarter. It makes you more alert, at least. People do better on their tests just smelling coffee. Think about how much good it'll do for you if you actually drink it. And it tastes great, too. So you can save 20% on the coffee. Just use the code just use the code Real News to save 20% off of Wake Up America coffee.